Alrighty, this is a BGP lab, okay? And let's just walk through it real quick. These are three what's considered stub networks, all right? And we only have connectivity between here and here, right? These, even though these addresses are over here, they really are meant for, this is 1.1, this is 1.2, right? Then we have router 1 that has 10.1.4, right? The network between here, 5 and 6, and then 9 and 10. Each one of these, like these right here, are in the 65.100 AS. These, this is all an IGP right in here. This is creating an eBGP, right? The peerings are eBGP peering from 65.100 to 65.200. And then this is an eBGP peering from 65.200 to 65.300. But we'll take a look at that. So let's get that. We got router 1. And when you're looking at the BGP table, remember this is still about summarization, but this is BGP, which is slightly different. I'm not going to get too into it, but just to let you know this, it is different. So you do show IP BGP, and you see your BGP table, all right? So you see the 172, 1, 2, and 3, all right, which are these right here, and then we can see it, it's that 3.0 that router down here. If you see that it's all zeros, that means you're directly connected to it. So it's going to have a default weight of 32.768. That's it. That's what that means, period. It's directly connected. Now, you see here that 192.168.1.1 is directly connected because that's its own loopback. These two right here are not directly connected. They're being learned. And you see that the 2.2, which is this one, it has to go through the 65.200 to get to it. And for the 3.3, it's got to go through 65.200 and 300 because it's all the way up here, right? To get to where, over here. That's how it's learning it. So it's using the autonomous system path length. So you have that information there. Then you have the same command here. You see that we're still learning 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Now we're learning about it. We're not directly connected to it. We are directly connected to our loopback, and then we're learning about the 3, right? Only one autonomous system. But one of the things you need to look at is like right here, take a look at where you're learning this. The 65.100 autonomous system. That's where you're learning this from, okay? And then you have the loopback 1.1, which you're learning through the 65.100 as well. Should have highlighted that. I don't know why I didn't. Sorry. And then, but not the 192. That's directly connected. So all these four right here, you're learning it from the 65.100. 65.100. Cool? And if you can't see that, is another very straightforward example. The 4 is in the 65.100. It's an eBGP. And then here is the same thing, 65.300. Cool? All right. And then the third, you see that you're learning all these from the 65.100, and the other two routes you're learning from the 65.200 because that's where you're connected to. All right, and then you're directly connected to your own loopback. So we're going to summarize. I already have the summary address. All right, I already worked it out. All right, you have to summarize because what I want to happen is I don't want router 2. Okay, I gotta go to router 1. I don't want router 2. This is router 2. I'm here. I don't want router 2 to have these entries right here. Just want it to have a summary entry. So that means I gotta go to router 1 and I gotta summarize those addresses. Okay. Config T. Oops. Conf T. Router BGP. A little different there. Router BGP 65.100. And it's not called summary address or anything like that. It's an aggregate address. Aggregate address. It's 172.16.0.0. This is where true route summarization calculation comes in. 255.252.252.0. Yes, because it's 1, 2, and 3, 6 bits in. We know this. All right, that's the aggregate address. But I want you to see what happens before I do something else. So I did that, no error, right? Do WR. Now I'm going to go to router 2. Let me put some space here. Do it. Show my IP route. show IP BGP. Hey, nothing happened last. We're still getting it. Yeah, but you're also getting this. You're getting the summary of it, but you're also getting this. We don't want that. All right, so what do? Oh. We type in the same command, but then we do summary only. Do WR. And then we come to router 2. Up arrow. And we get that. Cool. Huh? Well, all right. All right, I got that. All right, so we got to tell the guy, we have to summarize first, find out what the actual summary address is with a proper subnet mask, and then within BGP, the aggregate syntax, right? And we can get to do that. And you do the same thing, because let's say now you want router 3. Because if we go to router 3, let's go to router 3. Let's see what router 3's routing table looks like right now. Router 3, well, look, he's getting the summary address. That's a good thing, but he's still getting these right here. So let's do something different from on router 2. Let's go to router BGP, and then we're going to do 65200. That's what that is. Or excuse me for a second, my eye itches. Oh, okay. And then, but we're going to go into the address family for IPv4, right? And we're going to do the same command, aggregate address, but this time it's going to be for the class C, 192. So we're going to be lazy and do that, and then do 255.255.0.0, and then we're going to do summary only, do WR. So now we go to router 3. Now router 3 sees this, right? Not that whole 1 and 2, because you're directly connected to this one. You can't help that. But you can summarize at least the 1 and the 2, and then whatever's coming from the C. So this is summarization. Showed you 2 protocols, EIGRP and now BGP. I showed you how to do BGP within the routing protocol itself, going into site BGP and typing in aggregate summary, the summary address, and then do just that. And then you see that you get the summary address plus still the other networks. But on top of that, I showed you how to do summary only. Just send the summary. And then we did it on router 2 for the address family, inside the address family, using the same exact command with the summary only option, and just send it to router 3. So router 3 is receiving the summary for 72.16 and the summary for 192. And this is what is meant is with, again, even more so with BGP, because BGP is the routing protocol of the internet. BGP is the routing protocol of the internet. So this is something that we need to learn how to do. And this is by no means the only summarizations, because they got like a nuclear or atomic aggregate address, and they have more types of addresses that you can even set certain AS paths, all these different things, or set certain AS. But that I guess will be later. But this is more of a CCNP type of things that you would do, not CCNA. But this is something that we need to do in a real environment, and out there in our companies, that if we are using BGP, and we want to send summary routes, these are 2 ways that you can go ahead and do this. All right, because the whole point to summarization in these 3 videos that talk about summarization, the calculation, EIGRP, and now BGP, the whole point of it, bottom line, is reducing the amount of entries in our routing table. That's the bottom line of it. All right, and these are ways that you can do it. I hope this was helpful. See you in the next one.